Hey everybody, welcome back and welcome to my first installation of, I guess we'll call it Little Adventures. I had this idea of just kind of sharing different stories, whether they were like silly or fun stories or like horror stories from my experiences and being little and wearing diapers and just things that happen or can happen in this world, in this lifestyle. Although I can't really call it a lifestyle because it's very, very part-time for me. Like, I don't have a lot of time to be little. This story comes from over 10 years ago. It had to have been 2009, 2010, somewhere in there. So, yeah, over 10 years ago. I was living in this small town in Indiana of less than like 900 people, and so you're talking 2009, 2010. So a lot of the boutique diapers, like the specifically ABDL diapers, there weren't very many. They were harder to come by. I mean, yeah, you get online and get them, but it was like, yeah, it wasn't what it is today, where there's just like lots of options. So for most people like me back then, it was a lot of medical diapers or kind of whatever we could get our hands on. I was at a point in time where, I wasn't making a lot of money, so I couldn't really afford to buy a lot of diapers. And like I said, most of it was medical diapers, and so I did what I could, which sometimes involved getting what's called underpads. Some people call them chucks. It's just like a flat. Like if you just made a giant square out of an adult, or like you took all the stuff that's in a diaper and just made one plastic square with it. So it's kind of like a disposable pre-fold, basically. And so you'd make like a pre-fold diaper out of it, and then use some like packing tape, tape it on. And for me, that was something I did on a regular basis when I couldn't get my hands on like actual diapers. I always had a pack of underpads on standby if I ran out of diapers. So one day I was really needing to be diapered and just kind of do my thing. And so I had this underpad pre-folded and taped on me like a diaper, and I really just wanted that sensation of a wet diaper. And so I had picked up a 6-pack of what I call redneck beer. It was cheap beer, mass-produced, not good beer. And at this time I was still smoking a certain plant, which I no longer do, even though I don't have anything against it. It's just my job and the things I deal with and stuff like that. So I don't do it anymore. I miss it. I wish I still could. But anyway, so I'm, just smashing this 6-pack and smoking hitters. And I took this one like gigantic rip. I mean, just cashed out the hitter in one rip. Just I held it as long as I could, and when I couldn't hold it anymore, I exhaled, and then the coughing started, and I coughed, and I coughed, and I coughed so hard that I messed, and it was not solid. It was foamy. It was gross. And it was awful. And it was front to, like, well, it was actually back to front. I mean, it just, the whole way around, like, filled it. And like I said before, I'm not into messing, and I'm not trying to yuck other people's yum. If you know, messing helps you feel more little, that's fine. I'm not, you know, I'm not putting it down. It's just not for me. I don't like it. I don't enjoy the sensation, and I don't enjoy everything that comes along with it. In fact, I dislike everything that comes along with it, from the smell to the cleanup to everything else. It's just a no-go for me. But this was not an intentional thing. It was, your body is going to do this, and you don't have a choice in it. Now, on the one hand, it was a good thing I was wearing, well, for all intents and purposes, a diaper. Even though it wasn't a real diaper, it's a good thing that I was covered, because boy, had I not been, that would have been bad. It would have been bad news. But at the same time, it was just instantly like, oh no, this is not good. I don't like this. I have to fix this right now. And so I was standing out on my back porch, and so I had to kind of like carefully waddle back into the house, because these, you know, these underpad things, there's no elastic, there's no leg gathers, nothing. It's just, you know, a matter of how good of a tape job you can do to seal everything up. But I had to kind of like waddle back into the house carefully to make sure I wasn't going to, you know, press anything out, and grab a pair of scissors and go into the bathroom, which, hey, this bathroom, it was an awesome bathroom. It was huge. I mean, just like the size of a bedroom. I mean, it was ridiculously huge. And my first ex-wife had ended up coming over to that house, and she was a huge baseball fan, and she nicknamed this bathroom Fenway. That's how huge this bathroom was. But you know, I had to like strip down and then like squat as close to the floor as I could, and carefully like cut the packing tape, and like, you know, like to get this thing off of me. And then like, you know, making sure I'm not like dripping anything onto the floor, and then like get into the shower and hose off. Oh, it was bad. And then to like, you know, get out of the shower, and then now I've got to like wrap this thing up so that nothing's gonna leak out, and get it into another bag, like a grocery bag or something, to like contain it, and then get it out to the garbage can. You know, that is probably my absolute least favorite story about, you know, being little, or at least stuff that was just me, like my solo endeavors and adventures. I know I'm laughing about it and presenting it in a funny way, but like in the moment, that was like the most horrifying experience for me, because it was just so unpleasant for me. I disliked it that much that it was just like, nope, this is terrible. I don't like this. So, I hope that everybody else could get at least a little chuckle out of that. And I hate to say I hope other people can relate, because that sounds like, I hope you've had just as bad of experiences as me. No, I just, life is what it is, and there's always upsides and downsides. So I hope that you can watch this and be like, oh, okay, I'm not the only one that has had these bad experiences, even though maybe this kind of thing wouldn't be a bad experience for you, but you've had some other kind of bad experience. It's like kind of a way of saying, like, it's okay, like there's upsides and downsides to everything. So hopefully, you've been able to work through your bad experiences. And that's kind of the community building part of it, is we can come together and talk about these things and be able to relate to them. And the more we do that, the more we strengthen our community, the more we strengthen our bonds, and the more we can make our little world a little bit better. So, until next time, stay padded.